Welcome to the CB Hedgcock Fieldhouse for Game 2 of the 1993 NCAA Elite 8 Division II Volleyball Tournament. For Bresnan Communications, my name is Dave Danis. Today's match, this one will feature the Vikings of Portland State, the defending national champions, taking on Tampa. Tampa comes to us with a 29-6 record. Portland State 32-3. Portland State winning their championship last year in 5 games over Northern Michigan University. They've got a chance to do it again here on the campus of NMU. This game in the lower half of the bracket, Portland State Tampa. The winner will face the winner of the 5:30 game today between Cal State Bakersfield and Gannon. Portland State got here coming out of the Northwest region with wins over Sonoma State of California 15-10, 10-15, 15-2, and 15-5. And also over Grand Canyon 15-10, 11-15, 18-16, and 15-10. There you see Chris Kotnock, the head coach of Tampa. Chris has had a very successful tenure with Tampa. Again, this year 29-6. He's averaged over 30 wins a season in his tenure at Tampa. Meanwhile, for Portland State, Kathy Nelson is the coach. She is in her first season as the head coach of the Vikings for Portland State, taking over for, well, let me see, I had the name of the previous coach here. Mizaki was the name of the previous coach, and he had been very successful. Kathy comes in her first season and gets the team into the NCAA tournament, which they were expected to do following the departure of Jeff Mizaki. Kathy is the Portland State all-time leader in digs, played with the team through 1988, spent the interim seasons as a recruiter and assistant coach over for the Ducks of Oregon. So certainly no stranger to volleyball in the Pacific Northwest. Going through the introductions of the Portland players, 3 first-team All-Americans on the Portland squad. Erica Boggio, an outside hitter, a 6'1 senior from Billings, Montana. She wears number 2. Joy Russell wears number 3. She's a 5'9 senior from Gresham, Oregon. And Leanne Peters, she wears number 5, outside hitter, 5'10 senior, also from Gresham, Oregon. Here he comes, checking back into the building, pom-pom and all, Mr. Kevin Hitt. And Kevin, what can we expect on this game between Tampa and Portland State?
Portland's a big team. They hit the ball extremely high, extremely hard. Tampa plagued with a couple of injuries. They have a smaller lineup coming into today. And I think Portland's going to be playing the power game. Tampa's going to have to dig a lot of balls and try and bring that right back to them.
Officials now being introduced, and there you see Kathy Nelson, of whom we spoke just a couple of moments ago, the coach for Portland State, and the colorfully dressed Chris Kotnock for Tampa. Kathy, a Portland State alum. As we mentioned, career leader in digs under her maiden name of Kathy Kuntz. Now she'll see if she can translate that success as an athlete into success as a head coach at the Division II level. A lot of people, that I've talked to, Kevin, think that Tampa could be a surprise team in this tournament. They've got a fast offense, as we mentioned, a couple of All-Americans, Sirkovic and Ann Bolger, and just a very pesky team, and they move the ball around well.
I think this is going to be another team like Regis. They're scrappy, and they surprised Florida Southern in the first round of the region. They came out, it was a tough 5-game match with Florida Southern. They beat them in the last game 20-18, and that shows me that they have a lot of heart and a lot of confidence. And I think they're going to come in here and they're going to have to play one of the best matches of their life, I think, tonight to be able to beat this Portland State team.
And besides that victory over Florida Southern, one of 5 rally score 5-game victories this season for the Tampa Spartans. They defeated North Florida 15-12, 11, and 10. So they swept through that regional final to earn them a berth here in Marquette. Mentioned a little earlier, about 80 degrees in Tampa, about half that in Marquette. But hey, that's warm for here this time of year. Our first game tonight, the winner was Northern Colorado, 15-12, 16-14, and 15-9 over Regis, and kind of a lengthy match for only a 3-gamer, an hour and 40 minutes.
Oh, no kidding. There was a lot of side outs in that match. Each team was coming after each other with a lot of hard hitting and a lot of great defense. They had a lot of long rallies that kept the ball alive and in play. And that's basically why it took so long. It was just a great volleyball match to watch, I thought.
Tampa will serve first. We are all set, and game number 2 is underway, or match number 2, if you will. Tampa plays it, the set for Ann Bolger, and side out Tampa, 1-0 Spartans. And Ann Bolger, number 17, is a player you've got to watch, along with Christina Dones, number 4, and Katya Sirkovic. And there's the kill right down the middle for Portland State, side out PSU, and Lori Weaver will do the service. We mentioned the key players, Joy Russell, number 3, and Leanne Peters, number 5. Block at the net. They'll set it up. Leanne Peters finds some spot, and they get the kill, and it's tied at 1. And Kevin, I feel Leanne Peters is definitely one of the top players in the country.
She's definitely the smartest hitter I've seen in Division II this year. She has a lot of shots. She has a nice tip shot. She hits the ball extremely well.
There's the kill for Tampa as Erica Boggio was unable to dig it out. Side out Spartans, and Bolger will serve. They'll set it up again for Leanne Peters. Tries the little dip shot, no good. And off the net, and it'll be side out for the Vikings. Portland State, of course, spent the better part of 2 weeks here in Marquette back in the fall for 2 season opening tournaments, the Invitational and the Sand Snake Classic. Kill for Rosie Barker of the Spartans. And we remain at 1-1, so this one's off to a similar start as the last one. A lot of side outs and not a lot of scoring.
When you get to this level in the Elite 8, in any volleyball tournament, you're going to see a lot of siding out.
Service ace as it eluded Joy Russell. Back in the Portland State back row. We'll try it again. 2-1 Tampa. The set, the slam, blocked. Rosie Barker had it knocked back in her face by, I believe it was Cheney Ward.
Blocked a little bit wide out of bounds, and that'll be a point for Tampa, who's off to an early start here.
And that is Cheney Ward with the kill. Past the diving Elizabeth Shalen. 1-3, Portland State serves. It'll be Leanne Peters. Barker. Did it touch some Portland State hands? Yes, it did. So make it 4-1, Tampa. Spartans serve, and the dig attempt by Joy Russell will not go. And the Spartans off to a quick start.
Joy Russell having a little bit of problem passing right now, but Joy's a great player. I'm sure she'll get into this.
And that kill, Erica Boggio off the hands of Shalen. Side out Vikings.
If there's anybody that can hit the ball over the block and in the court, that's Erica Boggio. 6'1" outside hitter. She elevates really well, has long arms, and she has been hitting over blocks all year.
That shot by Kristen Schau into the net. Even if she'd gotten it over the net, they would have run into a pretty fearsome Portland State block. 2-4. Vikings wearing green, black, and white on the left of your screen. Tampa in the black with the red and gold on the right-hand side. Side out Portland State, 3-4. Robin Unger. Senior middle blocker. Another one from Gresham, Oregon. That's where they seem to have a recruiting factory. Barker couldn't get it over the net. And we now have a tie game at 4.
Got to keep those balls in play. The setter delivered what looked to be an all right ball to take a swing at. She needs the Tampa team needs to take some swings with the ball and keep it in play.
The set, it'll be Peters, dug out by Shalen, kept alive. Nice job by Tampa staying with it. Peters again, this time with the kill. Or check that, Robin Unger. Unger wears number 14. Kind of interesting, you see Portland State over by their bench, Kevin. They're not sitting on their bench. They're all standing watching the game. Meanwhile, the other teams are at least near their chairs.
Right, well, there's a rule that you need to be in your warm-up area. You are allowed to stand up. Your warm-up area is basically beyond the bench and parallel with. They stand up to keep warm, to keep moving, just in case they need to get into the game.
Another kill for Unger, and it's now 5-4, Portland State Vikings. Blocked, saved by Tampa. Nice block by Kristen Shaw. And did they call her in the net? No, it was against Portland State, so Tampa will take over.
Erica Boggio on a tight set, followed through just a little bit too much and nicked the net and got called.
Saved, and Unger will get credit for the kill. You know, Kevin, taking a look at some of the stats from tonight's first game, or this afternoon's first game between Northern Colorado and Regis. Story of the game, Regis with a final of attack percentage of .061. You're not going to win many games like that. They had 34 attack errors as a team, and also 11 service errors.
You know, the name of the game is keeping the ball in play. You've got to hit the ball and not have as many errors. You've got to serve the ball in the court to win this game. You just absolutely have to serve it in the court.
Meanwhile, Northern Colorado, a 186 attack percent, 21 attacking errors and 9 service errors, so a total of 30 errors versus 45. And that's where you find the difference in those close games.
Absolutely.
One of the interesting things about volleyball statistics is you can actually end up with a negative percentage. If a player has, say, 10 total attacks and has 3 attack errors and only 2 kills, they're -1 for 10, so a minus .100 attack percentage.
Absolutely.
And that's something you don't want to see. We had 1, 2, 3, 4 Regis players with negative attack percentages.
Right, you want to see those numbers in the high 90s, perhaps, you know, hitting 900. It's comparable to a baseball average, a baseball batting average hitting in volleyball. So, you know, if you're hitting 300, 350, you're hitting great for that match or year.
4-6, make it 5-6 for Tampa as Rosie Barker puts it away. And the pace of this one's starting to pick up a little. The set for Peters. She gets up there and rifles it down the line by Katja Sirkovic. Tell you, Peters has got some weaponry there as far as getting that ball down the line.
She gets up, she can jump, and she has a lot of court to work with when you can jump like you are.
And she seemed to hang in the air forever on that last run, but Tampa comes right back and gets the side out.
Leanne Peters is a very smooth player. Sometimes she seems non-existent. And that's the way we felt last year at the national championships. However, she hit like 400 against us.
Portland State ranked 3rd in the country coming into the tournament. The University of Tampa ranked 12th in the Sunshine State Conference. Tied with Florida Southern, and they came out of a tough region. Told there was any one of 4 teams could have been rated #1 in that region.
It's a tough region. There was a lot of things going on. A lot of teams have been beating each other up, and Tampa came out of it on top.
5-6 in favor of Portland State, and that one will count. Barker unable to dig it out, and Cheney Ward gets the kill.
Again, I think Portland State's trying to take the ball to the middle. Tampa's middle blockers are not quite as big. Portland's middle blockers jump pretty well, and they're going to try to establish middle here.
That's Barker off the hands. Joy Russell keeps it alive. And Erica Boggio gets the kill. So check that. It wasn't Joy Russell keeping it alive. It was Shelly Earl. And Shelly, a big story for Tampa. She's one of their key players, but to put it nicely, her knees are just about shot, and she will see most of her action from the back row. Just a real painful knee condition. Most recently, torn meniscus, and Shelly not able to get around real well on those knees, but if she can walk, she'll play, and she's playing.
Right, Shelly Earl had been starting most of the year, and she is definitely the ball controller on her team. She passes the ball. She's the one that gets the offense started. And that's a big injury to have her not in there. If she can come around and be in the back row and pass the ball for Portland, then she's definitely going to be an asset to their team.
Well, you know, when Shelly Earl's not in the game, it almost forces Portland to go back to the style they used more last year under Jeff Mizaki, going more to the outside as opposed to going inside, which has been the Kathy Nelson trademark.
Right, Jeff Mizaki, power volleyball. Set that ball high and outside, let my big girls get a swing. Kathy Nelson bringing a little bit of the middle attack to Portland State.
Well, last year for Portland State, just 10 of 210 swings in a match came from the middle. So they've tried to get more of that middle involved this season. And Shelly Earl, when she's been healthy, has been a big part of that.
Right, without passing, you cannot establish the middle. That's just a fact. With Shelly Earl in the game, giving them that ball control and the good passing, Portland has threats on both sides. They can attack from the middle and attack that big outside.
Shelly will give the knees a break. Side out Portland State. They lead at 7-5. And a set error, if you will, for Tampa. 8-5 now for the Vikings. I don't quite know how you exactly score that. A set error, a passing error.
That'd be a reception error on the serve receiver.
There you go.
So it'd be 2 aces in a row, I believe, for Cheney Ward.
9-5 now as Cheney will serve it up again. A 6-foot middle blocker. Her hometown is Bakersfield. Her hometown team will be in action at 5:30 tonight against Gannon. Side out for Tampa. Checking into the game, Grisel Vendrell from Rio Piedras, Puerto Rico. They're out and under with the kill for the Vikings. Side out, they still lead at 9-5, game number 1. Boggio serve. Eric will move over to the left side of the court and scrawl out, attempting to save that one, but unable to do so. Side out Spartans.
Portland State's left side defender seems to be pulling off that line a little bit, and Tampa's been hitting the ball over there. I think they probably need to get back on that line and dig a few balls.
That one out of bounds, so it'll be 6-9. For those of you not deeply versed in regular indoor gymnasium-style volleyball as opposed to the games you play with your family in the beach or the backyard, and line 3 up in the front and 3 up in the back and just rotate. But the only thing you'll see rotate here is the serve.
Absolutely, you have 6 positions on the volleyball court. You have to be aware of all the overlapping rules. It's a very complex game when you get down to it for some people. And 6 people have to serve in order. Unlike that family gathering volleyball.
Well, you're still supposed to serve in order, but nobody gets too upset if Uncle Charlie goes out of turn.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to draw knives over it.
10-6, Portland State. Lori Weaver with the serve. They'll set it. Just a little push shot over. Set again, Leanne Peters runs into the block, and Tampa unable to keep it alive. Going down for the ball, Ann Bolger, along with Christina Dones, and it's now 12-6 in Portland State. Kevin is really starting to take control of this particular game, but not by doing anything, no big kills, no fantastic placements. They're just playing solid volleyball at this point.
Right. Portland State's just a bigger team, and although they're not really thumping the ball every time down, they're big enough to where they're just going to hit the ball and get the off-speed shots off the block, and it's going to hit the ground. A team like Tampa, they're a little bit shorter, and they need to pick up their intensity a lot. They need to scrap. They need to get out there and dig balls and try and get some soft blocks and deflect the ball straight up so they can transition some of those Portland State attacks.
Well, let's check that. The score not 12-6, but 11-6. A little alteration done to the scoreboard. Lori Weaver will still serve it up for the Vikings. Of course, Portland State and Northern Michigan, I believe they've also met on the football field in the Division II playoffs a few years back. Now they've transferred that rivalry over to volleyball. Joy Russell had it partially blocked. They'll set it up, and boy, nice dig by Weaver. Joy Russell again.
Those are the kind of blocks you need. You can set those up and transition the ball.
And what a hit by Ann Bolger. Giselle Vendrell will get the assist, but they will call that in favor of the Vikings.
Outside hitter came under. She's outside the court, so that's legal, but she happened to hit the net, and they called her.
12-6 Vikings. Nice dig, but Weaver unable to get much control on it. Sprawled out on the floor, and it'll go over to Tampa.
Ann was flying that time. She got up in the air, banged the ball, and that's a kill.
Bolger serves it up. Russell, partially blocked and out of bounds. 12-6 side out Portland State. Shelly Earl checks back into the game. We mentioned she'll see most of her play in the back row, transformed more into the role of the defensive specialist as opposed to the outside hitter.
Right. She can bring with her a lot of defense. She can get the passes that she needs.
Tampa with the block, but it goes out of bounds, and that will give the Vikings a 13-6 lead.
It's a big boost to have Shelly back in there. They didn't know how serious the injury was, and she's back in there, and that's their starting lineup. She's going to make them feel a little bit more comfortable being back there.
Side out now for Tampa, and Vendrell will serve it up. Up on the front line for Tampa, Rosie Barker and Kristen Schau. Dug out of the back by Bolger. They'll set it up for Dones. Set again. This one again for Dones, and she had it blocked by Joy Russell. But out of bounds, 13-7.
Tecker has a big advantage on that, Joy Russell being 5'9". A little bit shorter of a block out there. But she gets up. She's going to feel good, and they just happened to use her on that time.
Peters' shot was blocked. They'll set it again. This will be Joy Russell. She gets it blocked. Just a little doink shot, and Vendrell will send it back over. The set again, third time in a row to Joy Russell, and this time gets through the block, but it's kept alive. Now a block for Russell. Peters sets it up again. Joy Russell can't find floor. Tampa will set it. Dones gets it blocked. Joy Russell, and what a set there for Joy Russell on that particular point. She was just in that one from start to finish.
She's their gun in this rotation. She goes out there and she's swinging hard every time. She's an outside hitter for the national B team for some time, and she's developed a lot of shots.
Well, Northern Michigan coach Jim Moore feels there's two dominant players in the country in Division II volleyball. They are Northern's own Stacy Metro and Joy Russell with Portland State.
Right, Joy Russell, the fast and smaller setter, can get down to a lot of balls. She's really quick. And Stacy Metro, the taller, in my opinion, the new breed of setter that the United States needs to win volleyball matches internationally. 6'1", she's very tall. I'm not taking anything away from Joy. She's very quick, and she can get down to a lot of balls.
She didn't quite get to that one, and it'll be side out Tampa, 8-14. Portland State still with a big lead. There's the serve by Dones. Russell will bump it from the back, and Weaver tried to keep it from going over the net, but in doing so, knocked it down, and it's now 9-14. Russell again from the back row. This set will go to Peters, and Vendrell keeps it going. Rosie Barker, and that was kept up by Shelley Earl. This one will come the other way, and nice dig by Rosie Barker. But the point will go to Boggio.
Erica Boggio is just swinging big right now. Tampa's got a little block on the outside. Erica's just banging. I think she's going to have a free rein here. They got to get some diggers on her.
Joy Russell will serve at game point. Peters bumps it up into the net, and Russell 2 hits. And it goes back to Tampa. Also a net violation. So any way you look at it, it's no longer Portland State's ball. See, you got the net, you got 2 hits, you got
4 contacts, underline violations, foot faults. You name it, we got it.
all on sale for $1.99. Bolger into the block. And point Tampa. 10-14. So Tampa's not going to roll over and play dead, and I don't think at this level in this tournament there's anyone you will see roll over and play dead.
Absolutely. Tampa's being scrappy right now. But that seems to be happening here. It happened in the first match today. They get up to game point, to a big lead. They seem to let up a little bit. In order to win this tournament, you've got to have that killer instinct. When you're up on them, you got to step on them and put them away.
Well, I tell you, interesting story for Tampa is Katja Sirkovic, who turned out second-team All-American in November of 1992, just about a year ago. Had a serious water skiing accident. I know water skiing in November is kind of a foreign concept to those of us who spend our Novembers in Upper Michigan, but she, just prior to the Air Force tournament last year, tore her knee, and they said that there was a chance that she might never walk normally again. They were going to redshirt her this year, to get her the medical redshirt, and they didn't need to do that. She got great rehabilitation and was able to come back and have an All-American style season.
Athletes are a special breed of people, and when you set your mind to something, they're going to go for it. She obviously set theirs.
Well, that one comes right into the upper body of Rosie Barker, and will go side out Vikings. I tell you, you see somebody like Shelley Earl, and basically in her knee, there's not a lot left. It's bone rubbing against bone, and just to be able to do that, you almost, in a setting like this in a national tournament, it's just the adrenaline that keeps you going.
That's right. The excitement and the competition of the game will keep you in there.
The set, and the slam, gaining point. Sophia Alexander, 15-10 in game number 1 for Portland State. Nice setup. We haven't seen much out of Sophia Alexander yet. Portland State moving it around to a different player. Maybe people were looking for Joy Russell or Leanne Peters. They find Sophia Alexander and get the game.
Sophia, she hits the ball incredibly hard. A big left-hander. You watch her in warm-ups, and she is devastating. I mean, she can intimidate you.
All right, we'll take a timeout, Kev. We can continue that in a moment. Don't stall. We'll take timeout. After one game, Portland State up 1-0 with a 15-10 victory over Tampa.
To be one of us, the few, the proud, and the Reeds.
It can happen so fast. You're helpless and alone in one of today's crowded emergency rooms. Help us help you by wearing Medic Alert. Medic Alert tells us your conditions and the medicines you take, so we can provide the right treatment in time. When seconds count, Medic Alert can save your life. To learn more, call 1-800-ALERT-80. That's 1-800-ALERT-80.
Second game about to get started between Portland State and Tampa. Portland State took the first one by a 15-10 count. Hi again, everybody. Dave Danis along with Kevin Hitt from the CB Hedgcock Fieldhouse on the campus of Northern Michigan University. Division II Elite 8 Championship Tournament. Portland State, as we mentioned, up 1-0. We have one winner already, Northern Colorado. They will advance to meet the winner of the Northern Michigan versus New Haven match tomorrow night at 8. And Linda Delk, Northern Colorado's coach, said she's going to take her girls sightseeing tomorrow, being that they've got to wait till 8 o'clock for a match. And that's got to be a hard team. I mean, you can't just sit at the hotel all afternoon. That's got to get quite monotonous.
Well, it does. We've been on a couple of those road trips. And, you know, you got to get out, move around, and be loose. You can get sore sitting in a hotel room all day. So it's a good idea that she takes them out and, you know.
Maybe they can take a walk down to Gene K's and get a couple of pasties. The Yuku delicacy. Portland State gets the first point of game number 2. Okay, we had a crew in here from Minnesota a couple weeks ago for hockey. Sure got a kick out of the area and the cuisine. Side out Tampa. Unable to dig it for Portland State was Cheney Ward, and Tampa will get it back. Service by Katja Sirkovic, and service error. And there's Kevin shaking his head again. Got to get those serves in.
I've said it once, I'll say it again. It's so frustrating when your team doesn't serve the ball on the court.
Well, it's not like the game of tennis where you get a second serve if you blow the first one.
Right, you don't get a mulligan ticket. You got to serve it in.
To throw a golf term in. Geez, I always take multiple mulligans out on the links.
I shoot about a 98 in the front 9.
And there's Cheney Ward with the big kill for the Vikings. I tell you, Kevin, Portland State has got some girls who can just rifle that ball.
They shoot from both barrels. They get up and they hit the ball with everything, including the kitchen sink, some horseshoes, and other things. They get up there and they bang the ball.
And they've got some girls who are nearly as adept at hitting with either hand.
It's sort of interesting when you can swing it from left and right. But, you know, Portland State, they can bomb. They hit the ball very hard. You got to put up a solid block.
And Barnes gets through that block, or Rosie Barker, rather. And it'll be side out Tampa. They'll get the volleyball back, trailing 0-2.
Look for Portland to keep establishing the middle of the court and try and get some good passing here.
They set it up, and going for the slam was Erica Boggio, but she got over the top on it a little too much and hit it into the net. 1-2.
Set a little bit low that time to Erica. She likes the ball nice and high.
This one will go to Cheney Ward, and Cheney with the kill, and Portland gets it back. You know, we were talking in the break, this game not moving a lot faster time-wise, but there just seems to be a little more going on. The pace of the first game was a lot more deliberate, and these teams seem to be forcing the issue just a bit more. Tampa hit it into the Portland State block. 3-1 Portland State. Joy Russell to serve. Joy sends it over the net. Tampa will set it up. And hitting it out of bounds is Kristen Schau. (4-1 Vikings). Tampa will set it. This time they'll go outside to Dones. Peters kept it alive, and Cheney Ward had it blocked up in the middle for the Spartans. Kristen Schau, and it'll be side out Tampa.
There's the rule. You need to block for some points. You need to get back in this game, and I don't think there's any quicker way to get back than blocking for points. And there's another one.
That was Robin Unger finding the big block of Tampa, and Tampa players and fans watching this. Please forgive me if at some point in the match I call them Tampa Bay. But normally we get to see the Lightning and occasionally the Bucks on TV up here. And they've always got that Bay attached. But it's the Spartans, the University of Tampa Spartans, trailing 2-4. Nice dig by Peters. This one will come up alongside for Boggio. Good point going on. Barker gets it down, but we got a net.
Ball was hit into the antenna. Almost broke the antenna. She hit that ball pretty hard, but that's a violation on Tampa, and that'll be Portland's ball.
5-2 Vikings. Cheney Ward's service. Hit into the block by Schau. I think that one might have caught some antenna too.
Ball's hit the tape. The referee felt there was no touch by the blockers from Portland. She called port contacts, and again, that's a violation, and Portland will get the ball.
Portland with a 6-2 lead in game 2. Won their West Regional by defeating, or Northwest Regional by defeating Sonoma State and Grand Canyon. 4th consecutive year for Portland State to be in the Elite 8. And they're assured of posting their 3rd best record in school history. They won 3 regular season tournaments, placed 2nd in 3 others. Of course, I believe 2 of those were here and another one was in Portland.
Jeff Mazzocchi recruited these kids, and he did a great job with them. His offense, the kids that he brought to Portland State have really done a great job out there. And Kathy Nelson comes in, and she makes it look a little bit different, but she's doing a great job with them also, with a little bit more middle attack.
Service is wide, and it'll go back to Tampa. (2-6) Spartans trail. Service ace for Rosie Barker. Kevin trying to get the attention of Northern Michigan coach Jim Moore. Barker will serve it again, down 3-6. And there was a receiving error against Cheney Ward as she knocked it up into the rafters. (4-6). Barker serve. Peters plays it. It'll come over. Blocked. They'll set it up again. This time for Sophia Alexander, and Sophia, who got the game point in the first, gets the kill here in game 2 and the side out. I assume that all business taken care of with your mentor, Coach Moore.
Got a lot of work to do still.
your guru.
I've been with him for some time. 3 years in high school and now 3 years here at Northern Michigan University. It's taught me a lot of things about the game.
Service for Tampa. Joy Russell will set it for Peters. Finds the open spot on the right-hand side, and it's going back to Portland. And now the scoreboard seems to have stalled. We saw a lot of that. It was like a Chevy Nova on a February morning in Marquette. It just couldn't get it going for a while. They seemed to be stuck at the same score, maybe 1 point different for the longest time back in that first match between Northern Colorado and Regis. Leanne Peters with the block.
I'm sorry, a lot of side outs happen. That's what will stall that scoreboard. Side out, side out, side out. And the team that sides out the most is going to win.
7-4. Weaver's serve, a high one. They'll set it for Bolger. Got the comebacker. Blocked by Joy Russell. For Vikings. They'll set it again for Bolger, and she had it slammed right back in her face. Take that. And Bolger says Joy Russell.
Yeah, Joy went up with one of those what do you have blocks, and she got her wrist curled up over the ball, and I think that ball hit the floor before the hitter did.
9-4, Tampa trying to come back. Peters with the slam. So it's now 10 favor, and the Vikings on a bit of a roll. Timeout called. See Portland State over conferring. A few more people have joined the crowd here at the CB Hedgcock Fieldhouse. Hopefully we can get a great turnout tomorrow night and Sunday, and I'm sure we'll have a pretty good one tonight for Northern Michigan and New Haven.
Well, we hope. We hope we can pack this place, get a lot of fans in here, and so they can cheer us on, because without the fan support, it makes it a little bit harder on us. We hope we can get a lot of people in here and make this place as loud as it can possibly be.
Well, the timeout will expire, and they'll go back to work with Portland State in a 10-4 lead here in the second game.
Portland State's just playing too big right now. They're dominating the net game. They're blocking, and they're just bashing balls. Tampa's going to have to start doing something here pretty quick to pull this out.
They'll set it up again. Bolger has it picked out the back row. Joy Russell can't get it home. Bolger again, and she fights off the block and gets the kill. 4-10, serving for Tampa, Katja Sirkovic off the net. I tell you, when you got that big kill, you've got to take advantage of it and get some scoring, especially when you're down by 6. Because you can't give a team like Portland State too many opportunities. One opportunity is too many for the Vikings. A nice dig by Erica Boggio, but not quite enough to keep it going, and it'll go back over to Tampa.
Important thing now for Tampa is to try and get some momentum. They've got to serve the ball in the court and try and get a couple of stuffed blocks right here. They need a block in a big way.
Set for Russell. Puts a little spin on it, but it did catch the hands of Rosie Barker, and the pointer, the side out rather, will go to the Vikings. I tell you, I've seen some ladies put the wicked spin on that volleyball.
Lots of top spin makes it a lot tougher to hit.
Side out Portland, 11-4, they lead it. Trying to close out game number 2. Barker had it blocked. Joy Russell. And it's now 12-4.
You know, looking at the faces of this Tampa team, looks like they're down. They need to start picking this up. They need to do anything they possibly can to get themselves into this match emotionally. And maybe that'll help them right there.
Next game will be between Gannon and Cal State University Bakersfield. Portland State, the number 3 team in the country here. CSU Bakersfield, rated number 2. All looking for the right to advance to tomorrow night's semifinals. Make sure to check your listings for time. We will have those broadcasts for you in Marquette County on Channel 8 on Bresnan Communications Cable. Gets it inside the line, side out Tampa. Christina Dones. Peters, the pass. They set it. And that was a great hit and a great dig. Try to get the number on Tampa. It was Rosie Barker with the great dig, but the Spartans unable to convert. And it'll go back over to the Vikings.
Portland State's proven to be just too big for Tampa to handle right now. They're getting up there and they're taking some mighty big swings. They're hitting everything.
All across the front right now, Robin Unger at 5'10". Also up there, Sophia Alexander at 6'2". So the tallest player on the Tampa team is Amy Edwards, but she wears number 16, and we have yet to see that one come off the bench. Russell with the set. And that shot is long by Alexander, the middle blocker from Roseburg, Oregon.
Sophia's a younger player. She hits the ball extremely hard. She has a tendency to hit the ball out sometimes, but with experience, I think she'll be one of the premier hitters in Division II.
And there's a side out for the Spartans. They'll get it back, but they still trail 5-12. The set, the block, the dig. Peters will just send it back over as the Vikings will regroup. And there's a nice shot and another nice dig by Joy Russell. Both teams doing a great job keeping the ball in play, and Russell with another big dig. This one will be put away by Erica Posia, but we have a whistle before she's able to get the swing through.
There's a double contact call on Sophia. The ball was pretty low, and she stooped down, and she doubled it.
7-12 now to score, and Erica Poggio gets it back.
Almost got
for the Vikings.
The face there, almost got a facial. Erica's swinging big, and no one can stop her right now.
I tell you, I'm normally sitting in the booth for a hockey game, and I've seen a puck or two come mighty close my way, but let me tell you, I played a little volleyball too, and if you take that one in the chops, that's going to sting.
Andrea Gomans from Northern Michigan, she's put a girl in a neck brace. A player from Wayne State who will remain nameless. Andrea hit her so hard, put her in a neck brace for a couple days.
Well, you can at least end up with the lines from the ball tattooed on your forehead.
Or perhaps a serial number and the year and make.
And the air nozzle. Tampa keeping it alive. Nice dig. They'll set it up again for Bolger, and she slams it. Oh, just out. And it'll go back over to Portland State. Let me tell you, she didn't miss that by much.
She got up there, she swung big, but she hit it just a bit wide.
Lori Weaver will serve for the Vikings. They have a 12-7 lead, game number 2. Bolger will pass. The block. Side out, Portland State 13-7. Michelle Vendel tried to, but could not beat the Viking block.
Portland's playing too big for him to handle right now.
They'll set it again for Vendel. Tried to tip it over Sophia Alexander, but Sophia brought it back, and it's now game point Vikings.
You just can't put that stuff in Sophia's kitchen. She'll throw it right down at you.
A little confusion on the pass. Bolger comes back, had it blocked by Russell. Those two have been going nose to nose all day, and Vendel sends it long, and that will be game point. So Tampa takes a 2-0 lead. They're up 15-10, 15-7. We'll take timeout and come back with game 3.
A log cabin on the lake. lake. Just me and my wife and fishing.
I can tell you what I won't do. Won't just curl up and vegetate.
Do something I've wanted to do since college. Go back to college.
Eating un crucero. Alaska.
Secure your retirement plans with U.S. savings bonds. The easy way to save, the safe way to invest. Get them where you work or bank.
Take stock in America.
U.S. savings bonds.
Now you see it. Now you don't.
Sir, nothing up there but sky.
It's not just a new aircraft. It's a new technology called stealth. And it will make an airplane all but invisible to radar. So if you want a career in tomorrow's technology, take a close look at the Air Force. Because sometimes the biggest opportunities are the hardest to see.
Still nothing, sir.
Aim high. Air Force.
Welcome back to the C.V. Hedgcock Fieldhouse, second match of the day. The first one was won by Northern Colorado. The second one, Portland State won the first game 15-10. There you see the score from game 2, 15-7, so 15 more points gets Portland State a date in tomorrow evening's 5:30 game against the winner of the next game tonight between Cal State Bakersfield and Gannon. There you see the match scoreboard. And Tampa will get service. It'll be Dones to start it off and get game 3 underway. I finally figured out what they were using the fouls column for here on the Northern Michigan scoreboard. That's being used for games won. I didn't see a technical called on anyone. 2-0 in favor of Portland State, and that one was just long, so Tampa will get the 1-0 lead.
Tampa's got to come out on top. They got to come out fired up. They've got to take it to this bigger Portland team. They've got to play scrappy, and they got to dig a lot of balls.
Sirkovic serve, return. Vendrell will get it over. Dones gets the kill off the hands of Lori Weaver.
Very hard to maintain intensity throughout an entire match. Tampa needs a start right now, and they have to hold on. They have to hold on for dear life.
That may have been a double hit, not called. They pop it up, and Folger will send it over. The set for Peters, the dig for Schau, but the point goes, or the side out rather, goes to the Vikings.
We had a net violation on Tampa. That'd be Griselle. Vendrell, I believe, was in the net after the ball had already crossed on her way down.
Cheney Ward with service. Bolger, the pass. They set it over for Bolger, but her hit is long, and it's now 1-2. Still 0-2 rather. Dones had it blocked, side out Vikings. Leanne Peters will serve it up, number 5. The set for Barker, had it blocked, and a double hit called against Chow.
Portland State got up on the net. They made a big block, and they pretty much stuffed that one straight to the floor, except there was a Tampa player in the way who got called for a violation.
Give credit to Cheney Ward for the Vikings on that last point, and Vendrell swung and missed. And we have a tie game.
I have a lot of respect for this Tampa team. They're shorter. They're playing hard. They're out there. They're going to scrap. Hopefully they're going to give them a game right here and maybe take one. And they just got to play hard out here.
Side out Tampa. Barker with the kill. Patty Geist will come into the game, the freshman from Lisle, Illinois, and serve for Tampa. The set, Joy Russell finds a soft spot, puts it in the hole, and side out Vikings. Nice play by Russell. She went up and took the big swing like she was going to try and drive it down between somebody's eyeballs, and just kind of pulled up on it, threw the changeup, and found the spot. That is Russell with the pass, and who wants it? No, not me. You want? No.
No.
Side out Tampa.
Let it fall. We'll play it next time. We'll hit the ball. We'll hit the ball hard next time.
Don't serve. Russell will pass. And nice kill by Erica Boggio.
No one's stopping Erica. She's just swinging too high. Ain't no one gonna block her.
Well, Jim Moore feels that Portland State is player for player, talent-wise, the most talented team in the tournament, and he calls them the tournament favorite, despite the fact that Northern Michigan's ranked #1 in playing at home.
I never heard that from Jim.
The Lou Holtz of D2 volleyball.
Yeah, there's another one of those service errors.
We haven't seen many of those in the second or third game so far. It remains at 2-2. Bolger has it blocked, and the block goes out, side out Tampa. Just tapped over, but we'll get a net violation, and that will go against Tampa. Hey, we'll give you fans in Tampa a little something to ponder the next time you happen to go over to the Thunderdome for a Lightning hockey game and you see the Lightning Bug mascot skating around. That's Jay McQuillan, and he got his start to his mascot career as Wildcat Willie here at Northern Michigan University. So we've sent one down there for you. And of course, you've sent us a very competitive volleyball team to watch here this weekend. 2-2 the score. Dones had it partially blocked. They'll set it for Peters, and that was blocked by Vendrell. This one's going to stay alive for a while. Bolger hits it long. Score remains 2-2. Side out Vikings, and Shelley Earl will serve. Excuse me, bit of a cold coming on. Dones runs into a little block. They'll set it for Peters, and she sends it right down in between Kristen Schau and another member of the Spartan defense. It's now 3-2. Played up, Bolger. That was played a little too far over the net for a set, and it didn't appear to be intentionally put over the net. And it'll go side out Vikings, 4-2.
No, that set just got away from her, and Joy Russell put it away.
This time they'll set it for Vendrell. Gets it over the block of Leanne Peters. Vendrell just kind of pulled the string on that one and got it off the hand, the outstretched hands of Peters. There we go. And gets the side out. 2-4, Tampa trails. Peters finds Hardwood. Side out, Portland.
She hit that ball nice and high on the back slide. It was a great delivery. And she's hitting the ball very high off the top of the hands and down.
Serve comes right into your living room. Dones had that one blocked back into hers. And an attempt by Rosie Barker goes awry, and it's now 5-2.
Again, the set was a little bit too tight. You really can't set the ball tight against this big Portland team. They'll block those balls.
Timeout called, and the score, as we mentioned just a moment ago, remains at 5-2. 15-10 was the score of the first one, 15-7 the second, both going in favor of Portland State. The refreshment wagon comes our way. Thank you to the NMU staff who've really done an excellent job getting this tournament together. An event of this magnitude is not something that comes your way this often, and when you get the chance to host it, you've got to go all out. Northern Michigan University certainly has done that.
We're trying to make this tournament the best one for all the players and athletes and the fans. We're trying to make everyone feel comfortable and bring volleyball to the Upper Peninsula and try and further the sport up here.
Well, I know somewhat through the efforts of Jim Moore and Mary Kaminsky up at Michigan Tech, volleyball on the high school level is certainly a growing sport in Upper Michigan. And the fact that it's not an expensive sport, there's no shoulder pads or helmets or anything like that to purchase. You need a pair of shorts and a pair of knee pads, and you're pretty much set and ready to go.
The only thing required to play volleyball are shoes and a shirt with a number on it. And maybe some shorts, and you can throw a net up there, and anybody can play this game.
I think one of the reasons that the game of volleyball has gained some appeal is it's a game that a lot of people play. You play it on the beach in the summer or in your backyard at a barbecue, and so, you know, it's kind of in that way like baseball, where maybe not everybody's an expert on the nuances and intricacies of the game, but everybody understands a little bit about it and knows a little bit about how to play the game. Dugout for Tampa. They'll set it, and Dones, did she get it? Yes, she did. Side out Spartans.
Got that seeing eye ball that grabbed the line, just dipped in time to get a kill for her.
Get that one little extra topspin on it, and
as we say, it's a kill.
So Dones will serve it up again, still trailing 2-5. Earl digs, Russell passes. Boggio with the kill, a collision in the backcourt between Bolger and Elizabeth Shalin. Elizabeth Shalin, according to the roster, also hails from Rio Piedras, Puerto Rico. Rosie Barker runs into the block, but able to keep it alive. Still 2-5, and that scoreboard is slowed down as the teams trade side outs. Left-handed swing by Sophia Alexander. And Kevin, how different is that to prepare against a team that's got a couple of people that are pretty proficient lefties when you're used to seeing that swing come from the right-hand side?
Well, volleyball is predominantly right-handed sport. There are a lot of right-handers in this sport. There's really no way that you can prepare to block a left-hander. What you say is you basically front your hitter. You try and line up on her shoulder.
And of course, unless you have an effective left-hander in your own stable, it makes it even more difficult to prepare against.
Absolutely. It is something different and new if you don't have a left-hander and you haven't seen him. A good team might get beat by him a little bit in the beginning, but then you just make your adjustments and try and go after him.
3-5 as Tampa serves. Portland will set it up. Blocked. Up there was Bolger along with Vendrell on Sophia Alexander.
Yeah, she just missed that ball. She hit it straight in the middle of the net. She doesn't do that very often.
4-5, Tampa looking for the tie. Joy Russell will set it up. Peters with the soft shot just inside the 10-foot line. And it's a tie game, or check that, not a tie game, but a side out Portland State.
That's one of the shots that makes Leanne Peters a phenomenal player. She can hit the ball hard, and she knows when to roll the ball into the court, and she can find a defense.
I tell you, and it seemed a lot of times when she's just rolled the ball, she's made it look like she was going to hit it hard.
Just like that change-up they have in baseball, huh?
Vendrell finds the line. Side out Tampa. Spartans hanging tough. Nobody wants to travel. Well, it's about a 30-hour bus ride from Tampa to Marquette. I would hope that they flew in and took the eight or so hour flying time. But
yeah.
Nobody wants to come that far to go home after one match.
I believe every team flew up here, so that would be seven of the teams. They got to fly. And I think the longest flight would probably be from either Tampa or Portland.
More likely Portland. Of course, Tampa, they came in, at least from Chicago, on the same plane as the squad from Gannon.
Heard a lot of stories about their landing.
Hey, it's always an adventure. 6-4 now in favor of Portland State, but apparently with the Tampa and Gannon teams booked on that same plane, in order to get everybody on the plane, the airline had to start asking for people to get bumped and take that ever-valuable airline voucher.
I've done that once or twice.
Oh, I tell you, if I'm flying out of here, I make sure I get an early flight into Chicago and a long layover, and I'll be glad to take a bump for the proper voucher.
Absolutely.
4-6, Bolger serves into the net. Or the layover in Detroit or Minneapolis, as the case may be. But apparently Gannon had to fly from Erie, Pennsylvania to Detroit to Chicago to Marquette. So they got the whole Midwest Scenic Tour. About all they missed was Ottumwa, Iowa.
Where's that?
It's in Iowa. Radar O'Reilly's hometown.
Never heard of it.
Ask Amy Schrader. She probably could tell you where it is.
Iowa doesn't have any professional sports teams. Is it a real state?
Well, they've got some AAA baseball. And Class A baseball.
Quality.
Peters with the pass. Russell the set. And the kill by Boggio.
Clearly over the top of the block again. Erica's swinging big. The little blockers of Tampa can't hang with her. And she's banging right over the top.
Great arm speed on the swing of Boggio. Dones with the tip. That's saved by Boggio. Erica will try and send it back over, partially blocked, and that time the block cost Tampa, not Portland, as they redirected the ball, and it got past the reach of Rosie Barker. Russell with the serve. That's Barker with the pass. Setter attack, and that one will go to Tampa as Katja Sirkovic gets the kill. And that's again one of those where you're real close to a carry on when you've got both hands on the ball and you're steering it over the net.
Right, that's all in the judgment of the referee. Whether or not the ball comes to a discernible stop is how it's read in the rule book.
Great effort by Kristen Schau to keep that ball alive, but didn't have enough time to keep it from going out of bounds. It's 7-4, side out Portland State. Cheney Ward, the sophomore from Bakersfield, California, a 6-footer. The set and the kill was blocked. Attempting it was Schau, and she runs into the block on the left side of the Portland defense. 8-4 Vikings.
Erica Boggio throws up the roof again. It's like hitting against plexiglass over there. She's pretty big.
Again, a setter attack, and Russell was able to keep it going. A nice job by Leanne Peters to get it over the net. And finally, the kill for Kristen Schau, the freshman from Dunedin, Florida. Tampa needs some points, and they get that crucial service error. Erica Boggio will serve it up. The set. Bolger had it blocked. Peters with the dig. This one tipped over by Cheney Ward. Or check that, Sophia Alexander. Bolger had it blocked back in her face, but out of bounds.
Nice hit by Ann on the outside. She's going to have to use that bigger block out there and find some ways to defeat it, and that's just one of them.
The dig, and a sliding Sophia Alexander unable to get the ball over the net. 5-8 now.
That's an ace serve for Kristen. That was very tough. The ball was low and over the net and was traveling at a pretty good pace.
Did she catch line? No, she didn't. So it'll go back over to Tampa. Lori Weaver checks back into the game, and Let's see, who gets the breather? It will be number 14. Check that, number 11, Cheney Ward, will get to sit for a breath or two. Tampa will set it for Bolger, had it blocked by Sophia Alexander.
Tampa tried to run an inside combination on that, known as a tandem, and the middle attack was late, set was kind of high, and the Portland girls were all over that one.
Serve again, the set. This one goes for Vendrell, gets it blocked. Tampa will try it again. Bolger got it over the block, but not onto the floor. This one again, Bolger finds it right at the top of the key. Side out, Spartans. (9-5) remains the score. Just a little over an hour into this match as Vendrell is unable to get it over the net. Leanne Peters gets credit for the kill. And Alexander will serve. Portland State, 4-time national champions, not only last year, but 84, 85, and 88. Bolger will serve it now as Tampa has side out. The set, Russell, the big swing. Nice dig. They'll go to Barker. Tips it over, but could not get it inside the antenna. Side out, Portland State.
Mishandled set. Set it just a little bit too far outside for the outside hitter to get a good enough swing at it, and she hits it outside.
Peters with the serve. The set goes to Vendrell. It's blocked in the middle by Cheney Ward. Attempting the big kill was Joy Russell. And she gets it 10-5.
Off the top of the block, Joy swinging big. She brought a little bit of heat that time, and she gets the kill.
Peters aces that serve. It's now 11-5, and Tampa's coach, Chris Katnack, will call timeout, and maybe an appropriate time to do so.
Tampa's pretty much in trouble right here, down 11-5. Portland State, a tournament-tested team year after year after year. They know how to put a team away when they're up, and look for Portland to come out and be fired up and try and put Tampa away.
Of course, Tampa has been in the NCAA playoffs for the last 7 consecutive years, and 10 of the last 11. Of course, Portland State also has a pretty big history, 12 consecutive appearances in the NCAA tournament. There's Peters to serve. Ooh, and a receiving error against Dones. Kind of created the basket, and that one caught both arms.
Tampa looking a little bit frustrated right now. They having a hard time defending off Leanne's serve. She's serving the ball pretty deep, and she's doing a great job serving right now.
That one blocked. Barker will keep it alive. The set goes to Dones, and she did not get the line. Side out Vikings, 13-5.
Erica Bojo proving to be too big for Tampa to handle out there. On that last swing, she tried to hit the ball straight down off the block, and the little block was there. And they're worried about her out there. That's why they're making those hitting errors on that side, because she's playing big right now.
Tampa trying to get back into game 3. Nice dig in the back. And it will lead to a point with the key on that one, Sophia Alexander's dig for Portland State. And that brings us to match point number 1. Leanne Peters, her serve is received by Dones. The set, they go back to Dones, blocked side out Tampa. So the Spartans are alive, but barely breathing at 5:14 in game number 3. Vendrell serve. They'll set it up. A little too far for Boggio. Tampa's turn. Side out. And that one will go to Portland. It did not go off the hands of a Portland player, but off of the net. And so Portland again will serve at game point. This time, it'll be Joy Russell. Dones. Russell with the set. Boggio with the kill. Game, set, match. Portland State, they will advance to tomorrow's semifinals against the winner between Gannon and Cal State Bakersfield. That game coming up next. Our scores here in game 3, 15, 10, 7, and 5. A clean sweep for Portland State. Kevin, they just pretty much controlled that match from the outset. Tampa played well, but pretty much just an overmatched team.
Portland State was just way too big for Tampa. Erica Boggio swinging huge on the outside. Joy Russell getting her kills. Leanne playing as smart as ever. They had the passing, they served real well, and they just overmatched the littler Tampa team.
Well, that match took just an hour and 15 minutes, so we'll take a bit of a break, and then we'll come back with game number 3 when Division II Elite 8 volleyball continues here on Bresnan Communications.